Don't give him no bad advice, Q.
All right, let me do this. Savage, what's good?
Good.
What's up, man?
What's good? How you? I can't see you. Hold on. Y'all can see him?
Yeah, my phone got wet yesterday, so I was in the rain working, so my camera's fucked up.
Nah, you good though. We can see you. So you told me to drop the link. So you know I gotta click on the smoke can. So who you need to love? You need to have a conversation with Savage.
I said I had to say already. I can repeat it, but I said what I had to say already about that.
He up here now.
Did you hear that I said Savage?
Yeah, I heard you mention my marriage, and I heard you try to say that I was angry.
It does come across as angry. It does. And I also said, I don't want to repeat myself because I don't want to be redundant, but I did say that. I said, I thought you were married, and for you to be married, for someone to think that a woman's feelings don't matter. Our feelings are valid. Our feelings do matter. Just like your feelings as a man matter and are valid. And I said,
so your
relationship. Okay, go ahead.
No, you're wrong. So here's the difference between your feelings and my feelings. Your feelings change. If I tell you the sky is blue, or I say the sky is fucking blue, you feel a certain way about how I say it and the tone, even though it's the same message. When I don't want to go to work because my back hurts from carrying my family with my responsibility, I get up and go to work. But when a woman doesn't feel like doing something, she's more likely to go with her feelings and make her decision based on how she feels about something.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Either.
Regardless of how, but again, how you feel and how you agree has nothing to do with the statistics. Statistically, men make more money because we work more dangerous jobs. More likely, we make decisions because, what's that?
And it's a patriarchal society as well.
Okay, don't try to use this propaganda crap because
we're having a discussion.
No, because
it is a patriarchal society.
Again, you still want a dude that makes more money than you and takes care of you. So regardless if it's a patriarchal society, you still want a dude that takes care of you. So you can't make more money than men. You can't make more money than men and then still expect men to take care of you. It doesn't work that way. You have to pick a lane.
I didn't say that though. I didn't say that at all.
So do you want a guy that's taller than you?
It doesn't really matter. As long as he's my height or taller, that's fine.
Okay,
I care more about emotional intelligence. There's a lot more things that I outweigh that I care more about. Emotional intelligence is one.
Okay, so I know plenty of homeless guys that have emotional intelligence. You gonna date them?
No, typically homeless men have mental health issues, and I don't want to date a man who has mental health issues. No.
Statistically, 1 out of 4 women over the age of 30 are taking antidepressants. So
okay, I'm not in that.
But again, your statement. He has a great personality.
Okay.
He has emotional intelligence. Okay. He's right up your alley. Why would you not want to date him?
A homeless man, because more often than not, homeless people have mental health issues. I'm not willingly.
All right.
I will not work in a relationship with someone who has mental health issues.
Okay, he has no mental health issues. He works at McDonald's, but he has emotional intelligence.
And that wasn't just the only one that I said, because you cut me off. Emotional intelligence, leadership. I did say that as well. Leadership, can communicate, and also it cares about my feelings and lets me articulate and talk. He knows how to communicate and talk. Yes, those are.
So you want to be heard, right?
Absolutely, I want to be heard.
So you want to lead the relationship?
No, I want him to lead. I said I want to be heard.
Okay, so again, if it comes down to making a decision, they're going to have to make a decision that has nothing to do with your feelings. So again, you're saying
as they should.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
So your feelings are not that important in the relationship. If he has to make a decision, they're not. Because if you're going
to make a split-second decision, no, we can't sometimes always talk. Because there are times when we can't have a conversation. It's not always black and white. There will be times when a decision has to be made. You don't have time to talk to me. We got to make it. Now we're not gonna have a conversation because you're looking away. Because I'm looking at you right while you're talking, and I'm answering your question. So if you're looking away, we're not having the dialogue anymore. So what's the purpose of this, Hamp? What's the
How
purpose
is
of
it
this smoke, Hamp?
How is it?
Let him
How is it
reply.
that we're having a conversation, but every time I speak, you cut me off?
I'm answering your questions.
What was my question?
Why would I date a dude that was homeless?
That wasn't my question because I was in
And
the
the
middle
other
of a
question-
sentence.
no,
I
the
was
other
in the middle of
question-
a. I was
the
in the
other
middle of a
question
sentence.
and the other question was about him making a decision without keeping my feelings in forefront of his mind. Sometimes you can't
That's
always.
not even what I was saying.
That is what you talked about.
Finish what he was saying. Let him finish what he was saying. Go ahead.
That's fine.
If you're going to have a partner who makes the final decisions, your feelings don't matter, which is what I said. And then you start talking. You can't have your feelings matter and the decisions be on someone else. Because if you want decisions made with your feelings, then those are your decisions. That's how that works. So the fact that you're going to act up because you don't feel that you've been heard and you just want him to kiss your ass and listen to what you say.
Never said
that. Is
now I'm interrupting you because now you're putting words in my mouth I did not say. Now I'm interrupting you.
Let him finish.
Making a general point.
Hold on. Everybody mute. Let him finish the sentence. Go ahead, finish the sentence.
If you want to be heard and you want to feel like you're heard, again, we go back to feels. The only way your feelings are going to be validated by your hearing of your feelings is that he has to take them in consideration and show you some degree of consideration. So that means you want your feelings to be part of the decision, correct? Which would mean that your feelings are leading the relationship, not his decisions. So you can't have a man that makes as much money as you or more money, is your height or taller, and can make decisions, but your feelings get to throw a wrench into this anytime you feel something. Because anytime you feel something doesn't necessarily mean it's the reality, correct?
No, and that's not how I feel. I don't believe that. What you said, I disagree with. I don't believe that because I said before that when decisions need to be made, sometimes we don't have time to discuss. I trust my man to make the decision. That's it. That's all. There are other times in a relationship when we do have to have a discussion. That's not meaning me leading. That's us having a discussion. And honestly, when I was talking about me being heard, I'm talking about what we talked about maybe an hour ago. If I have an issue, I have a problem, then I want to discuss it with my man, I should be allowed to do that. I feel comfortable and safe to do that in a healthy manner.
Can you answer a question for me?
Sure.
When do women not have a problem?
Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
When do women not have a problem?
All the time. I'm not sure to answer that question. All the time. What do you mean? I'm not sure.
Okay. So a woman says, I want you to be a provider. Okay. Then guess what they do? They divorce you because you're never home. Okay. Then she's like, hey, I want you to help me around the house. So you stop working less. You're not making as much money. Then she divorced you over finances. So like there is no part of your feelings and a man catering to those feelings that doesn't bite him on the other side of that decision. Because the things that women look for in a man changes after a man adapts to what she wants. Because women are hypergamous. They're always looking for the better thing. So as soon as a man caters to your feelings, you have got control over that man and you lose respect and attraction to that man. Correct?
No, I disagree with that. And so when you're properly aligned with your mate, with your spouse is what matters. Because if I say, when we go into this relationship, how do you feel about gender roles? How do you feel, or what's your stance on working and having this goal and having to work 40, 50 hours, 80 hours a week? How do you feel about that? Those kind of discussions you have in the beginning of the relationship. If you're aligned, then it won't matter. And there shouldn't be no divorce. There shouldn't be a divorce or an issue if we've already had these discussions beforehand and we know that we are aligned with one another properly. Do disagreements occur? Of course they do. But if you're aligned with the right person and you have that trust with one another, there shouldn't be a person leaving. That's when people are not aligned and don't communicate and talk, is when people just leave off the break because he works too much. If we had that discussion already, and I understand that you have to work 80 hours, but we make time for one another because that's important to make time for one another, then we make time for one another. We make that decision. But you're talking in very hyperbolic situations, in very extreme situations as well. So
no.
So when issues come up, we talk because we're aligned with one another, and no one's gonna leave immediately because there's disagreements.
All right. So unfortunately, women hold 80% divorce rate. So obviously, there's no way you're going to tell me that 80% of marriages men are just dog shit.
No, I'm not saying that. I think they're misaligned.
Okay, so what you're saying is pretty much Jupiter and Mars and Venus have to be aligned in a certain pattern at 12 p.m. for it to work. Unfortunately, the problem that we have with women these days is women want unrealistic things. And the laws are in their favor. That's what it is.
Okay, I'm not talking about what planetary alignment you're talking about. I'm talking about alignment with values.
That was sarcasm. You said they had to be in line.
Crazy because you have to be aligned with one another.
Women don't know what they want to eat for lunch. How are you going to be aligned with someone that isn't even sure of what they're hungry for? A need that has to do with survival.
Let me ask you this: you believe all women are like this, or I'm just
the majority?
The majority of women don't know what they want to eat for lunch. So majority of women, 80% of the population of women
have you ever dated women?
I'm asking you. 80% of the women in this country, I'm assuming it's about 80% in the world or whatever. The point is, majority of women you think are that indecisive?
Yes.
You believe
correct.
That? So there's 20% that are decisive. There are
correct.
20% that
I would say it's more than that, but sure.
Okay, yeah, but just easy numbers. Fine, that's fine. So that small minority, do you agree that we should continue to build them? And
no.
I mean a community, black community, but the community to encourage the growth of the minority into the majority. Do you believe that?
No.
You think they should, so what is your solution then? What's the solution in life for you?
We'll see. Unfortunately, this is what you have to realize. The 20% that are worth getting married or whatever percentage you want to point, those women get picked up. Those are the women that get married. They're already married. You don't have 20. You don't have 20% of women out here that are just the best wives that could ever be that are not married. They're already taken. Just like when you see, just like 10s. 10s aren't single. Like you don't ever see a 10 that's single. That's not how it works.
No, I agree.
But
okay, that's fine. So I'm asking.
But the fact.
Okay, but we're on the same page in that regard. That small minority, that 20%, you don't believe that we should expound upon that and would work for them? You don't feel we should expound upon that?
But see, those 20% are those 20%. In order to build that 20%, you'd have to work on the 80%. And as you can tell by this conversation, you have been fighting me the entire time. So you would be part of that 80%. And as you can tell by this conversation, you don't feel the same way that I feel, but I'm married. So unfortunately, you're not going to help the 20% that are actually you're not going to build the 20% into the 100% or the 80% based on those 20. You're going to build from the 80, and the 80 is the bad bet.
He's on me personally.
Well, you would be a part of that group, and we're having a conversation that's not easy because you're fighting me the whole way.
That's fine. So anyway, whatever. I'm talking about, when I say we, I'm talking about the community. And so the 20%, fine, I'm not a part of 20, whatever. I don't really care. I don't care about that. But you're
not married. It's not a dig. The 20% are taken.
That's okay, but please listen to what I'm saying to you. I'm asking you.
I am.
The 20% that are married, that are the 10 that are doing so great, shouldn't that community be built up, teaching and growing others that are coming up underneath them to be a part of their 20, so the 20 can come into the 40 and into the 50, and it can force multiplier.
In a perfect world, in a world where there's not war or starvation, sure. But unfortunately, if my wife came down here and told you what it is to keep a man, you would probably disagree because you're fighting me on this conversation. So you can't.
dialogue with you.
You can't just build on this group with people that don't believe in the same thing.
I was talking about the coming underneath. I'm talking about the under generation. That's exactly what I said. I said the under generation.
Unfortunately, the only way that you can do that is with your own children, because society at most is going to.
That's even better.
You're going to have to do that with your children. You're not going to be able to do that with the population that's not relative to you. Your children are going to be able to have the most influence from you, but it's hard for me to come tell your daughter that she should be married at 20 and not be a whore, because society says being a whore is okay. So, like, you can't really save other people. We're at a time where you have to save the people closest to you.
Okay.
Interesting. Mr. White.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of Asia. Bad love.
I disagree with that too. I don't agree with that either.
Damn, man. Shit crazy. Savage, you all right? What's good?
Oh, not too much. Just got back from, like a 17-hour day of work and about to hit the bed,
Shit like that. Shit like that.
No, it's crazy though.
My
wife don't work, but she still, for some reason, has a problem with me not being home all the time or something. Like, it's weird. It's weird, Or like,
that talk, Savage.
It's weird. Like, hey, I would love a man that provides for me, but hey, I would love for you to be around more too. Like, women's emotions fluctuate with their day. They only like you for like 5 days out the month.
Wow.
Damn, man. Hey, Savage, we appreciate the super chats and all that shit, man. I appreciate you for coming through and all that. Any parting words?
No, just much respect. Wanted to support the channel. Have a good time.
Appreciate you, bro. Be safe. Yeah, Savage said drop that link, man.
Shit like that.
Interesting. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Man, let me read these super chats real quick.